There are people that are born into prosperity, and by prosperity I don't mean wealth. Prosperity is where their home was loving and it was nurturing, and they were able to get a good education, and they were able to have aspirational influences in their lives. And then there are children that are born in families that are still suffering their own traumas, that still have histories of violence, and their lives are completely different. By working with children, we can actually introduce some genuine therapy that impacts their cognitive development so that it develops differently, where we're able to make them see that they do have strengths and they do have ability and they can dream bigger dreams and that they can achieve bigger things than they were taught.
What we know from a lot of evidence and a lot of research now over the last 2 decades is that the impact of trauma, whether that's emotional abuse or sexual abuse, physical abuse, or some people would even argue long-term exposure to poverty, that this has a really significant impact on developing brains. And what we know is that it particularly affects the amygdala and the hippocampus of young people and children, and that those two parts of the brain have a significant impact on the capacity for new learning, but also awareness and a regulation of behaviour. So if you can think about young people who have been exposed to trauma, their capacity to learn new things and to manage their behaviour and to move out of that sort of fight-flight aspect of their brain becomes very difficult. The science of neuroplasticity now is that all of us have the capacity to change some of these key characteristics for things like resilience or optimism. And that it actually comes down to rewiring new pathways in our brain through training and through practice. This level of flexibility in the neural pathways of our brain applies to all ages and to everybody. Junction has been working with young people under the guardianship of the Minister for many years. We've had lots of examples from our other partners about how Resilient Futures works as a group program, but Junction's input around the capacity of a one-on-one therapeutic relationship to really benefit young people to lead to flourishing and thriving lives has been really critically important.
My mentor listens when I need to talk. I like it when we make pancakes for breakfast.
My mentor helps me feel safe.
It was so fun when we went to the Fringe with the other kids last year.
I get my frustration out on the drums.
My mentor is really kind. I feel safe now.
Becoming a mum was when I saw the world through a different lens. And it was through that lens that I appreciated how hard it is to be a parent. And then it makes you think, but I have a really good environment that I'm living in. I have incredibly supportive family. I have affluence. I have choice. I have means. And even then, it was incredibly hard still to raise a family and deal with life's pressures and deal with life's fallbacks and still recover from that and still keep everyone going. I couldn't imagine what it would be like if I didn't have those things and still be a good mum and still do a good job for my children. How do people do it when they have no means, where they have no resource, where they have no family support, where it was their families that hurt them in the first place? The fantastic thing about Junction is that we don't stop working with them at some point in time. With the housing that we provide, we can continue to keep connected to them, continue to keep them in a safe place, continue to understand where their traumas create relapses and intervene as well. And so we're not letting go of the people that we're helping. We're able to stay with them for a much longer term, and I think that's the point of difference for us. We have homes that are the kind of homes that I would raise my children in. They're supportive, they're caring, they have the most passionate people working in them that really just want to help these children feel like they have value. We currently have 5 homes that were historically public housing homes, are not in nice neighbourhoods, and they're not nice homes. And I want to change that. I want to create new homes, 5 new homes, so that those children that were born in quite a traumatic environment can continue to live in a nice home, in a safe place, in a community that gives them a different view of the world. And so we need to build 5 homes to replace the ones that we're providing at the moment that are just not okay for them. We really hope that you'll help us do that.